Hey everybody!
I'm Will.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Sam, and we are
Working Title!
Baby! Jujutsu Kaisen reaction.
Gamma.
I don't remember the other part.
Yeah, I forgot. No, the birds.
He said something. Is that just him like saying?
It's his summoning.
Is it just saying like the animals?
We back, guys!
Yeah!
JJK! Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1, Episode 9, Small Fry, and Reverse Retribution. Last on what happened.
We got the showdown. Well, it was really the butt whooping with Todo and Fushiguro and Maki and Nobara.
Yeah.
Gojo stood up to the head principal. Or some
we
other
didn't even
school.
talk about that.
Oh, that's true.
He just shitted on them. We didn't talk about it, but that's what happened.
Shitted.
And some kids in school, or no, fuck, what happened? Oh, they were in a movie theater. Some kids in a movie theater got destroyed.
They're in high school.
They're in high school.
High schoolers.
High schoolers.
Yeah, Stitch Boy's out and about, and we have the unnamed third year, I think, confronting him.
Yeah.
To which he said, "You can see me?" And credits, I guess.
And now Itadori and some blonde-haired dude for going to fight him, I guess.
Yeah. But guys, if you like JJK, make sure you leave a like on this video. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Leave a comment about what you thought of today's episode. And check out our Patreon. If you want to see these episodes 1 week in advance, you can do that now.
And this is not a market substitute. If y'all have not watched Jujutsu Kaisen, go on whatever anime streaming service you prefer. Come back to YouTube and watch our reaction, baby. We're gonna punch it. Bah!
There we go.
That's a sound from Naruto. It's the cicadas.
Oh, that's our
Oh,
kid.
there's the guy.
Whoa. Okay.
でも僕のことを嫌いな人間が死ぬボタンが
Oh boy.
Whoa. Okay, kid. Relax. There's a lot of people that don't like me. I don't think about murdering them.
すみません
Creating humans.
すみませんすみません
Oh, poor kid.
ミミズ人間3大人1枚で
Human earthworm.
あはい
Human Centipede?
No.
Maybe.
Oh, true.
Just the anime version?
私は長年医者として
That's gross.
Gross.
So he's an oddball.
最悪だ高校生がサボって映画館来るなよ僕もだけど
I was a high schooler that watched that movie.
Oh, did he?
そこそこの
Are
変
these the
Oh,
guys
no,
that
maybe,
beat him up?
maybe he was
Yeah.
just present during. Well, these are the three guys who die.
見た
見てないよ
じゃあ翼が嘘をついてるってことですか
I hope he didn't kill them.
No, he asked the guy, did you do it?
Oh, okay, yeah.
えどこな
They already beat him
あ
up.
の女自分の立ち位置を僕で確かめて喜んでる
That's so
やっ
rude.
ぱ見て
皆さんは自分で思ってるほど可愛くない
That's right. Let her know.
君がやらせてくれそうだから
Oh.
I mean, that's. Oh, God.
No, don't show it. Don't show it.
あいつも
She won't let us bang at all. What?
Domain expansion?
Whoa.
It's the guy.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Is he on the screen?
Yeah.
今
No, he's.
まあ
Oh, he's so creepy.
君たちそうね
Oh god. Oh my.
Oh, my God.
お返しな
That is foul.
Yeah. Well, what if this is a flashback?
Itadori's there investigating it. I don't think it's a flashback.
Oh, whoa.
できたとして
That's an awesome shot.
I like this guy.
人なのかやったのが俺ならどうする
What if I am the one who did it?
特別だった
No, I wanted them dead.
I want to see it.
Yeah.
Damn.
What is that?
Oh, what did they
it's a
take
worm.
out of him?
It's a worm.
Oh, those are like the smiley faces from the special grade.
Yeah.
And Navarro was
Yeah.
fighting ghost faces.
同じことが
Oh boy.
できますか
Oh, we're about to have another bad kid amongst us.
That one kid looked like sea vegetation. The like long cord looking. Oh.
何者ですか。なんで鑑識より先に現場上げるんです。しかも一人はガキだったでしょ。
Oh, Itadori.
Oh.
重力の残影です。
いや全然見えない。
それは見ようとしないからです。私たちは普段それが残影。だが残影
That's
は
trippy.
It's like a green screen effect. I love that.
目を凝らしてよーく見てください。
This kid is so stupid, man. He's like, "Ugh, think hard."
It's like if Connie was the main character of a show.
Yeah. And he was granted special abilities.
Pretty
僕
much.
のけなしもしますよ。
I like his voice.
いえ、そこそこで済むならそこそこで。行きましょう。
I kind of want to dress up as Itadori. I like his fit.
Yeah.
響かず。
Nanami Kento.
その言い方やめて。
Ex-salesman?
グラさん、目隠してる人多いな。
Hide their eyes.
だったらって。
Oh, salaryman.
呪術師になんなかったの。
ついたことは。呪術師はクソということ。
Wow.
Okay.
そして一般企労働はクソということです。
Okay.
同じクソならよりそんなもんです。
Look at this dude.
いたどり
That's dark.
私と五条さんはでも尊敬はしてません。
Wow.
私もあなたを術師として認めていない。
What do you see him
少
as?
なという爆弾を抱えて
The bomb we know
これ
is
は有
Sukuna.
用であるとクソ。
使えないことなんて、ここ最近嫌というほど思い知らされてる。
Yeah, true.
でも俺は強くなる。強くなきゃ。
私ではなく上に行ってください。
Ah,
ぶっちゃけ私はどうでもいい。
frankly, I do not care. Alright, I get it, man.
監視カメラ。じゃあ犯人は呪霊？
He is a curse spirit then, because the cameras couldn't pick him up either. Interesting.
あの少年がやった可能性もなくは
The kid in the purple shirt.
No.
Oh
Oh,
my.
God.
Ill?
Ew. Lunchbox.
Ill?
ストップ。
That makes me want to put my feet up seeing that thing.
イタドリ君はそちらの方に行って。
Huh.
Oh, God.
Ew.
Good detergent. Why do they talk about random things like that?
話ではありません。
He's got like a
私は
wrapped up sword.
Adam, where is your
私には
your tie of all
Yeah,
names?
fuck.
チームがあります。君はいくつか視
I
線を
forget
超え
any of
て
the sounds they make
でも
now.
それで大人になった
Let's go.
枕元の抜け毛が
That
エ
thing is
Oh!
so foul.
入りの惣菜がコンビニから姿を消したりそういう小さな絶望の積み重ねが
Kisame.
人を大人にするの
This guy's so strange. No, I was saying the curse spirit was the Stitch boy,
Okay.
not the little kid. The
So they,
kid's
they
def-
saw him on the camera.
Yeah, they
Kid's
saw the
human.
kid on the
自
camera.
分に弱点を作り出すことができます7対3
7 to 3.
対象の長さを線分したときこの比率の点に攻撃を当てることができるクリティカルヒット
Crit.
私より格上の者にもそれなりのダメージを与えることが
Disgusting.
重力の弱いものであれば
I mean, cool designs, but disgusting.
聞いてますか
Dude, get your head away from the mouth.
You were talking to me?
Ah!
Nice. Let's go.
誰でも問題のない
Ew!
問題のない相手またはバラすこと
Standing on its tail.
に集中した。
Let's go. Come on. Oh, he's like using
Oh.
his goggles to scan. Technique. Perfect. Ew.
I hate that. But let's go.
I mean, cool, I guess.
I guess.
私の方が以上です
The camera.
Splash the camera guy, dude.
Break the fourth wall.
頭身がぐるぐる巻きなのに。
You use the opposite side. Yeah. Oh god.
That's what I've been saying, man. Thing's gonna bite your head off.
You're trying to carry a full-on conversation.
Detergent?
What is he gonna do?
Some energy.
Kame.
Oh right, he had to fight him. Oh look at him.
With shades.
He looks so different. Like,
Yeah, he
almost like a
does.
different character.
Yeah, he does. I like it.
Whoa.
That's cool.
Oh. I love the animation for this show.
Yeah.
Let's
Oh!
go.
Oh! Oh man, the heart. It's probably not dead though. Maybe.
Divergent fist.
Yeah, it's not dead. This is so gross.
It's like a maggot. Aw.
Don't feel bad for this.
That's disgusting, but it's crying. I never like that. Oh, it's the rain. Kill it.
Kill it.
Put the dang thing out. It's
A watch.
a person. It was a person.
Oh, that's
person.
person.
Oh my God,
Damn.
what?
人間だよ。いや、元人間と言った方がいいかな。映画館の3人と
Alright, now I feel bad.
呪術で彼は
It's like a chimera.
Forcibly altered. So, I mean, it's just like the Stitch Boy. The Stitch guy turned those 3 students into things that people could see. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they took the bodies.
ただ脳幹のあたりにいじられた形跡がある。お
Whoa.
そらく意識障害、錯乱状態を作り出すためだろう。ざっくり言うと、体を改造させられたことによるショック死だ。
Yeah,
君
Stitch.
が殺したんじゃない。
That's
その
good.
あたり履き違えるなよ。
Yikes. Poor kid.
どっちもさ、俺にとっては同じ重さの他人の死だ。
As
で
expected.
もこれは死に変わりすぎだろ。
You're like, why would you do that to
この
people?
子は他人のために本気で怒れるのだな。
Mm-hmm.
Means he has
あの三
big
人
heart.
の死体
Yeah.
私たちは気張っていきましょう。
All out, baby.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, is he gonna be teaching this kid?
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna transform him.
強力な呪いとなって権限しやすい。
Japanese apparition. Okay.
共通にトイレの花子さんとかキュービの陽子とかいろいろ。呪術師はそれらを特級仮想音量でしか見えてないって感じだよね。でも人々が常に恐れているのはそんなおとぎ話じゃないだろ。
Crazy.
His eyes, yeah.
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 天才っていやそんな人々は
Whoa.
大地を森を海を恐れてきた。
True.
Mm-hmm.
超える毎日絵をつけ
Ugh,
今まで生き
Oh, so they're like the elements. Like that makes so much sense.
The one dude was a tree. The other dude was fire.
Lava.
and the other one was chilling in the ocean.
Mahito, that's the guy's name.
Mahito.
人間
A human one.
It's gonna be you.
人が人を憎み恐れた腹から
Whoa. This is
Very
nuts.
creepy.
ここ最近の失踪者変死者マドンによる残影の報告あるので2人で吉野純平の調査をお願いします。
そういや俺美術さん以外の補助の人知らねえよ。
虎杖君が生きてるって知ってるの私だけですから、
Mm-hmm.
必然的に
You stuck with me.
私たちはまた誘い込まれています。
Mm.
単身のまだ子供ですから。
Whoa, so this guy's probably gonna end up fighting him.
気をつけてね。
Oh. He's such a sweet kid.
じゃあナナミ
引っ叩きますよ。
I was like, don't talk to me like that. I'll smack the shit out of you.
Oh, there we found him. Man, this kid is kind of sketchy.
Yeah, nice. Totally inconspicuous. Not like you're 5 feet behind him. Good job at
Works
following.
every time. What
What
the hell?
Why?
Burn that thing right now.
Oh, come
Do we, I don't even
on.
remember the. Oh, we did have halfway.
You did your whole drum bit.
Yeah, I know.
ナナミお出かけし
Nanami.
で遠慮します。
No, thank you.
いやマジで
Satoru? That's his name?
Satoru.
He just follows him everywhere. Love me. Penis. What? Oh no, he's a child like
That's
me.
all he wanted to say.
Oh,
Penis.
I love him.
Oh man.
He's amazing. All right, episode what
9.
are we on? 9. It's going so quick now for me. Darkest episode so far for me.
No cap.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. That's a hard one actually. Now that I think of it, that show's been pretty dark.
That first one was kind of dark.
Yeah, I'm trying to now think through it. It's really any time any of those creepy ass demons are on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Curses. Sorry.
Well,
sorry.
no, they weren't even. Those were humans.
I know. I mean, just anything that
No,
looks
I got
like
you.
the deformities. Because there was the hairball one. I know you didn't like the hairball. You didn't think it was scary. But I thought it was kind of creepy. It's unsettling. The
Original one we saw.
the other one I'd say is scary is the white one that's like
Yeah.
the first special grade they fight.
Oh yeah.
That one's cool.
I don't know. These ones were just particularly unnerving. Anyway.
Movie Theater Massacre.
Yeah, Movie Theater Massacre. I thought it was funny that we kind of guessed and were completely right about the reference. It was Human Centipede for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Gross.
Disgusting.
Don't watch that movie.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of movies this kid liked. We got introduced to this kid who's kind of a loner.
Yoshino or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. He's
Bullied.
He's probably the outlier in terms of the things he likes in the world. He has a bit of a darker nature. What was the first thing he said? Didn't he say he kind of wanted to kill those kids or something?
Yeah, he said if there was a button that he could push to kill all the people that hated him, he would do it in an instant.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. So he's...
What was the first thing he said though?
He said he said
Was it
something.
the people that I hate? I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Was it
I
that?
think it was that somewhere along the lines of same thing of having the option to kill people, he wouldn't do it. But if it was people that hated him,
He'd do
he
it.
would do it in an instant. Which is very fucked up.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
very I'm not even gonna say what it is, but it's very that type of vibe, you know.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a bit odd, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because everybody's going to be complaining in the last episode because we thought he was the third year.
Oh,
So
yeah,
he's not one of the sorcerers for Jujutsu Kaisen.
Although he could become an evil sorcerer.
He could.
Curse
He could.
user.
Yes. We met Nanami, blonde-haired goggle boy,
Yeah.
who Gojo put up to take care of Itadori and take him on this little mission.
So he's not a teacher at the sorcerer.
No, he's
school.
just a sorcerer.
Just a sorcerer himself.
Yeah.
And he's an ex-salaryman.
I have no idea what that means.
I thought it said salesman, but
That's what I was thinking. Maybe it's
Yeah.
just a translation.
Yeah, a different.
I don't know if
Salary.
maybe a salesman is called like a salaryman in Japan or
just the dude who works behind a desk.
yeah.
Maybe
I-
one of
I'm
those
not
kind of
sure.
jobs.
But that's kind of what I was thinking. He's like a cubicle worker,
Right.
is what I was gathering, and he just
Yeah.
thinks that
It was shit.
the odds. Yeah, exactly.
And then being a sorcerer is also shit.
He's just not content.
If they're both shit, whichever one suited him, he chose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's chilling with Itadori, and they went to the theater and saw that it was an intentional plan to leave behind residual gunk. So it's
They're trying to lure him out.
trying to lure him in, and it's all apparently the Stitch guy.
Mojito.
Mijito, yeah, we didn't get that name. I think they said it before.
They said
At
it
the
in
but
the
it's,
beach.
it's a bit harder to remember some of these names. Mijito, because we got Geto as well.
I like mojito.
It's a drink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mojitos.
That's all I was thinking of every time they said his name. I was like the drink?
Yeah.
The alcoholic beverage? Because you had to get drunk to be able to see these people.
I'm so dyslexic. When I had one of those for the first time, I called it a mojetti.
Oh my gosh. I think it's just because you're white.
Nah.
But, yeah, so we also, other than the trap itself, which I'm assuming is for Itadori, we also had him trying to lure the kid, who I guess he was getting the dark vibes from, as a perfect target for this kind of manipulation and say I have everything you want kind of spiel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I missed it. What was the whole elemental thing that you were talking about?
He was
talking about
basically saying
people are afraid of the earth, the forest, and the ocean.
Yeah, like the sorcerers have been so focused on like apparitions, like he throws out like a 9-tailed fox spirit, which in like Japanese culture is like a specific type of like ghost apparition thing. I don't know the lore behind it, so if you do know, comment down below. I just know it's not the same thing as the Grim Reaper, but the Grim Reaper or Bloody Mary or something, like just a typical like
a werewolf, like mythological creatures.
A lore mythological
Bigfoot.
apparition
For
ghost thing that we all
Eastern
know.
culture.
Yeah,
Yes.
for Japan,
Cool.
for Japanese culture, and he's saying that the sorcerers are so focused on that. At that, they're not focused on the things that because remember, cursed spirits become a thing because of things that we're scared of. And so, because collectively we are all scared of the forest. I mean, how many people do you know that don't want to go camping because they're afraid of the woods? Mad people.
Most people I know.
Yeah, most people I know too. People are afraid to swim in the ocean because of
A lot of
anything.
freaking people.
Yeah,
He doesn't
that
like
guy.
deep sea.
I don't like deep sea.
Personally, I get scared by the idea of leviathans and deep sea and same with space too.
Right.
Just a void of massive stuff.
Yeah, something where you can't
really
be on.
do much.
You're not on like settled ground and everything.
Yes,
But
You can't see either.
anyways, he was saying that those things have now over the time have become cursed spirits that are so powerful that no one has realized, and that's all his friends.
Yep.
Which makes sense because we have
Fire.
Fireboy, we have the guy that's all the plants,
Earth.
Yep.
and then the guy that looked like the squid that spoke.
Water.
Yeah, I would assume he's water. I don't know if there's more. You know,
I would
could be
assume
other
also
things.
just the
of the
void
air.
as well. Like kind of what I was saying. Like could be both water. I feel like a lot of people correlate water and space as two kind of similar things, so it could be that too, like a hidden power.
Yeah,
And he said
Void.
he's a human one.
he's a cursed human.
They
Yeah.
did choose a squid too, which Cthulhu comes from like outside this universe, so
Yeah.
it could go as a hand to hand.
Yeah, but Mihito said that he's a cursed human, and he's a curse because of the hatred people have towards other human beings. So he's like just like the culmination of that. I wonder if he's being truthful about that, or if he's just lying, or like making an ambiguous story as to how he became who he is.
Like
you know?
not reveal the cards because
Yeah.
once you know,
Like he might actually be human, but just learn how to like be half cursey, where he can like hide himself and pretend to be a curse, or he's actually a curse.
That would make sense only because I feel like a smart villain won't openly say what they are because then you know how to combat once you know what it is.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah, which makes sense too as to why he appeared to the kid, because the kid hated those boys, and he's like the embodiment of like hatred towards humans. So you know what I mean? Like that's why he like showed. Yeah, so that's why Mojito showed up and killed those guys to like learn the kid.
That's fucked.
Yeah, it's very fucked up. And so because of that, our two heroes, Itadori and Nanami, went to investigate, and on their way out they ran into two human cursed being hybrids
Yeah.
that Mojito probably made because they said they were like the same thing as the kids in the theater.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that means that like their plan is going to be like making an army of like human slaves that are cursed beings that they can
Hell of a
just like
power.
use.
Yeah.
Hell of a power.
It's very scary. Like a zombie
Also
army.
completely effed. This episode's. I'd say this episode's probably the most complex in terms of the ideas it presents. Also because the fact that like it starts the episode making you sympathize with this kid who's very effed in the head. Like of course you're gonna feel bad for the kid who's bullied. At the same time, the kid who's being bullied is kind of scary.
Yeah.
So it's a flip on its head, and it's the same thing with the curses themselves. Now it's going to be a little bit trickier and a little bit, or at least for Itadori, it's going to be harder to fight them knowing what they are.
Yeah.
Though, the nurse said, don't feel bad because they're dead. They were dead on impact, dead on transformation. They're pretty much just the corpses of the people that they are. So
Yeah, he didn't kill them.
I mean, the effed thing is that you're still butchering corpses, which I mean, in of itself is a pretty gross statement. Massive spoiler.
Sorry, we'll start it over. Spoiler: if you haven't watched Attack on Titan, skip ahead 30 seconds. Just like Attack on Titan, you know what I mean? Like, you're killing humans, really.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing that's fucked up about it.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the visuals are always really cool in this show. Just jumping on that little train that we kind of talk about every so often. I like. Speaking of Attack on Titan, now that we are in season 4, for anyone who doesn't know, like you can see it kind of in the faces, the similarities. I noticed it actually last episode. I remembered at the halfway point. Oh yeah, this is Mappa who does this. And I looked at the old guy who was sitting down on the couch. He looked a lot like some of our characters, just the design-wise, stenciled how some of our characters over in Marley Town in season 4 of Attack on Titan look. Not for some of the characters, like the girl with the blue hair. She kind of looked just more 2D, like no dimension to her face, just kind of like a shtick of a person.
Mm-hmm.
And then just the coloration too, the color palettes that they use is very similar.
Yeah.
In AOT, I would say I like it a little. I like it a little bit more here. I would say the stencil of the design of the figures is a bit more prevalent. Where in season 4 of AOT, it looks almost like the lines aren't completely filled of a person's face. Like almost the color is coming out of the line of the drawing.
I can see what you mean by
Sometimes. But what both of these series do really well is like add a layer of like dust in front of it, like particles, color, all feels like it's not part of the animation.
Yeah, it makes it feel like it's three-dimensional.
Layered, yeah.
Yeah, it makes it feel like you're not just watching like a 2D scene. Like it gives depth to the picture as a whole.
Or even the curses. Like the curses have like a very, not a 3D element to them in how they look, but like how the shadowing on them, like they have this like dirt look to them, but
I was gonna say it's like a veil.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's a good description.
Yeah.
They look like they have something over them that makes them almost pop out from the image in the back.
Absolutely.
It's really freaking cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a 3D effect. I don't know how that stuff works, but I would venture to say maybe it might have some element of 3D to it.
Yeah. Well, even if it's not like 3D, like they're doing 3D animation, it gives the perception that it's 3D.
Yeah.
Even if it's not. Yeah.
Especially when they use the curse energy.
Yes.
That's when it gets 3D.
I love it.
It's so
the
good.
way it looks
It's
is
really
so cool.
Yeah.
It's so stark contrast from the very dark. Like they specifically use it almost every time so far when it's like a very gray scene because it pops like crazy when they do those bright blues.
It makes me think of the new intro for Attack on Titan when it shows the colored dust explosions. I think of that.
But yeah, exactly. Well, Mappa.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you'll see some qualities branch into different shows because it's the same talent making it.
Mm-hmm.
I assume, right? I mean, Mappa.
Yeah.
They're. It would be no different than Weta, who does Lord of the Rings, and then they do animation. You'll see some certain elements cross over. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Weta Workshop.
Weta Workshop, yeah. They do a lot of animation. Actually, Weta Workshop does a lot of the behind the scenes for a lot of big movies in America. Like
not even animation, the whole.
I mean, like CG too.
And not even that, the whole orcs and everything they made too. I'm pretty sure.
Like
prosthetics.
There you go.
Prosthetics.
I couldn't think of that.
Yeah. They're very multifaceted.
Anyway.
I'm excited to see. I'm glad that we're getting more of a push as to like what's coming, not just the exchange events, but like what are the bad guys planning? What do they want? What are they doing? Like, is this to lure just like this unsuspecting kid out, or is this to try and get Itadori / Sakuna out as well, or both? Two birds, one stone.
I think Gojo was getting at in the previous episode that this is all really starting to happen because Sakuna is coming out, I think, as well.
Yeah. It's like everybody's making their play moves now that he's reemerged.
It's like
Dark is playing off the dark.
It's like he was a beacon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, a morale boost.
Yeah.
Maybe demons got wind of something that's prevalent.
Yeah.
Because what did
Curses.
What did Jogu? What was the guy's name?
Lava Head.
It was like Jogo or something like that.
What did he want? He had to incapacitate Gojo, and then
Geto,
get him on his side.
Yeah, Geto told them that the only way that they're going to be able to beat the sorcerers at this point in the game is to incapacitate Gojo and
Get Itadori and Sukuna on his side.
Yes. Yeah.
Something big is happening.
Yeah. Well, it's just like I wonder if they're going to try and stage like an all-out like
war,
Curse versus Jujutsu Sorcerer
God
war.
Damn.
Yeah.
Which would be kind of lit, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm getting Tokyo Ghoul vibes.
No lie, like, now I'm really into the show, but, like, beforehand, I really wasn't. Like, when we were talking about shows that we like on the channel, and JJK was low on my list, honestly. I would venture to say it was, like, my bottom two. Now, like, it's already, like, a contender for something I'm super interested in out of all the shows we watched.
Yeah.
But and I think where it helps me, it's like what you're saying. The story is now kind of, like, you can see.
It's building out now.
Like, I would say the first 5, kind of like the first 5 episodes, I feel like they were a bit detached from one another. They were kind of just their own little things, their own little pieces. And also because I didn't understand the world just yet, it was a bit hard to, like, know. And I was getting confused with all the tiny things, too. But now that there's a story that I can hook onto, I can ignore the tiny things, but because, like, it's whatever. Like, I'll just anime. Yeah. But now that I have a story I can cling on to, and I'm like, okay, now I know where to get invested. There's something that I can, like, channel my thoughts into and have a say that feel, like, legitimate rather than me not knowing what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And now I feel invested. I feel like they've got me. So, I mean, 6 episodes in. What, right?
9.
7?
9.
Oh, yeah, 9.
8 and 9. So it's a bit later than usual, but I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here now.
Yeah, and, like, that's just some, I don't know. I feel like for me, a lot of times, most shows that I watch across the board, anime, regular, like, it usually takes me a little bit to, like, really get into it. I don't think I've ever had a show that I was hooked on, like, I can't name a single show off top that I watched it immediately. I was like, oh, this is perfect for me. I love it.
Invincible.
Right off the bat, I won't say Star Wars only because that's a cheat answer because we grew up on that. So
like I'm not counting.
Game of Thrones was episode 3 or 4 for me. That's pretty early, but then again, that's also hour-long segments. So
yeah, it's a lot. You're getting a lot more content.
You know, I can't even say Lost.
In our reactions to Invincible, you say at the very end of the episode, I just fell in love with this show.
The premise, but I wouldn't say the next following episodes I was in love with the show.
Okay.
Yeah, like
it was more of just a statement of grandeur.
Yeah, and like I feel like Invincible like drew us in just because of the initial spoiler, like what happens at the end of episode 1. But like that, and then the next episodes were kind of boring. Like there was one good one, kind of like 2 or 3 like and then it got good at the end. So I was like, okay, now I'm interested. I'm excited for what the show offers now.
The Flaxen invasion.
And I don't know. Okay, I will say this again. I know I already had one AOT thing, but AOT probably was the only one that the first few episodes I was like really into. You know what I mean? And that but that's it. Like that's the only show I can think of off top in the past like 10 years at least that I've been like, wow.
I thought of one show, but it's funny because it ended up being trash. I can't say Lost because that experience I started like the 20th episode and when I watched it for the first time. Heroes. I was hooked to Heroes immediately when it came. Not when it came out because I was late to the run, but when I got to it, I was hooked all the way through, and then it got bad as it went on. But that was a show that I was like hooked right off the bat because it had an amazing first season, almost flawless to some degree in some aspects as far as daytime shows go. But has nothing to do with JJK. But just talking about the fact that JJK is taking some time for me. But I'm on board. I'm super, super excited. And there's a lot of things coming up too with JJK. Like we got the exchange event, which I am super excited about. Just knowing how the show's vibes have now been, like the kind of dorky and goofy vibes. And then I'm excited about the almost completely contrasting story, which is the bad guys that are rising to power. So yeah, I'm hype. I'm ready for next week.
I'm down.
You said you were excited for something specific about the exchange event. Also, at the beginning of this episode, you said you had something you wanted to bring up.
Oh, it was just like that we didn't really talk about the old guy, the principal of the school, or I don't know if it was anything specific, just the fact that like that was a thing, part of the story, and that he's kind of sketchy.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of stuff that we've already talked over just how like the higher ups, they keep calling them, are just kind of like conspiring to keep things like standard. Like they don't want the curses to win, but they're
shady.
They're like, sorry, throw out a Bible reference, but they're like the Pharisees. You know what I mean? Like they're stuck in their ways. They think, you know, the universe has been fine since Sukuna died, so we're just gonna behave normally and do X, Y, and Z. While Gojo's like, no, we need to get stronger and push past like what we've been doing because bad things are going to come. And then that's why he went to that principal or elder or whoever he was and was like, yo, Sukuna's back. These students are getting a lot stronger. I'm strong as hell. There's also these strong curses that we don't even know who they are or where they're from.
Yeah.
Get to it.
Yeah. You were asking.
What were you excited about? I couldn't remember.
I was excited about the fact that the exchange event might literally be anything.
Okay, so
anything from
random.
a water balloon to fight to a game
Smash.
of tag.
They could be playing Mario Kart for all we know.
With the extra layer of the abilities. Like, even if it was Mario Kart, for Pete's sakes, can they, like, mentally tap into something that helps them do the best maneuver driving their stupid car? Like, who knows? Because
the ultimate blue
the
shell.
the kid is literally watching a movie to gain his power. So it's like, who knows what techniques they use to better himself. It's completely stupid, and I love it.
Yeah.
Like, it's completely stupid. I love every part of that. So, yep. You guys good?
Well, I was gonna ask you, what are you excited?
Oh, for
or
this?
what do you think the exchange event would be? I'm hoping for a fight. Just because I'm so used to anime tournaments being like that, but that is actually pretty fucking cool. If they use their cursed energy for fucking Mario Kart or something.
I personally, just because I am sick of the tournament arcs, even the ones I don't even know. Like, I don't even know. I barely watch Dragon Ball. I don't even know what the tournament arc is in it. But the fact that we've been doing that since like 1985 to, I mean, it's fucking 2021. We don't need every anime to have a tournament arc. That's my opinion. But if it's something like goofy and a more different take, like My Hero, I felt like was very different. You know what I mean? And like it was very creative. It was a sports festival, objective based.
It's very emotional.
You know,
emotionally
there was a lot.
driven.
There was a lot to it. I mean, like other tournament arcs are emotional and they have a lot going on to it, and there is like objective and then like fights. But I kind of hope JJK's is just like off the wall. Yeah. But I'm more excited about this whole bad guy thing. Like I want to see what these guys are doing. That's really what I'm focused on.
That thing that was in the sewer.
Oh yeah, like what was that?
That's what I mean too, though. The reason that the show has hooked me right now is now there's two stories that I'd arguably say are both just as interesting.
Yeah.
I want the exchange. I also want to know about the curses and all what they're up to. So.
And Sukuna to get back to strength.
And that as like the underlying plot.
I wanted to bring up, he hasn't said the phrase at all yet.
Extensive.
Well, we've only seen him
to expand or to switch.
Well, maybe he'll kick in during the exchange.
I was thinking he was gonna do it right there.
If he runs into that Mojito guy, I bet he would. But because he might know who he is.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like I would imagine that Sukuna knows who these other curses are.
For sure.
Or if he doesn't know who they are, because Sukuna seems to be like fucking older than life itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if he doesn't know who they are, he might just be like, you guys are kind of weak. I don't really want you. That would be kind of lit. If like they're all like, we're the strongest curses because we are the curses of nature, and he's just like, fuck you guys. I'd rather just fight you all right now.
If that one fire one had 9 fingers, potentially on a scale of what Sukuna is now, I think Sukuna would be like, just popping in and say hi.
Yeah.
That's it.
Don't forget about me. Yeah, when I'm back, I'm gonna fuck all you.
Yeah, I'm gonna reign supreme.
That'd be kind of lit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cosign.
You ship it?
No. Alright. Guys! Oh.
You're good. Do it.
No, you.
No, you do it.
You do it!
Guys, if you enjoy our content, leave a like, comment down below. Patreon's down there too. Flick that notification bell.
We'll see you in the next video.
Punch it. Blah!